All right, check this out. We're going deep into declassified CIA document
Oh, wow.
about something called the Gateway Experience.
Sounds intriguing.
Government secrets, altered states.
A whole shebang?
Yeah, the whole 9 yards. Your deep dive starts now.
Let's do it.
So the Gateway Experience.
Well, it's a training system designed to alter consciousness, like push it beyond our normal limits, you know?
Okay, so we're talking altered states of consciousness?
Right.
I mean, we've all heard of like hypnosis and meditation and stuff.
Yeah.
How does this Gateway Experience fit in?
You're right to start there. It aims for altered states, kind of like what you'd get from those, hypnosis, transcendental meditation, or biofeedback.
Okay.
But it's like its own unique blend of all those things. So think of hypnosis.
Okay.
It uses suggestion and deep relaxation to kind of bypass the left brain,
Oh, interesting.
that critical thinking part, and tap into the right brain, the intuition.
So it's like quiet that inner critic to let that like more creative, intuitive side come out.
Exactly, yeah. No, transcendental meditation, that's a bit different. It's about intense focus, like prolonged on one point.
Oh, okay.
And often drawing energy up the spine, eventually leading to an altered state.
I see.
Then there's biofeedback.
Yeah.
That's using tech to monitor and control your body functions, like brain waves, heart rate,
Right.
muscle tension, even skin temperature.
Wow. So you're like hooked up to a machine and it's giving you feedback.
Exactly.
And you learn to control it.
Yeah, precisely. You learn to control those functions to get to, like, your desired state.
That's so cool.
So Gateway borrows from all these,
Okay.
but it's got its own little spin with something called Hemisync.
Hemisync. Okay, now it sounds like we're getting into like sci-fi territory. Break that down for me.
All right, so your brain, 2 hemispheres, right? Always working, but not always in sync.
Right.
Hemisync uses sound to synchronize them. So it's like whole brain function. Okay.
So they do this by playing slightly different frequencies in each ear.
Oh, wow.
And your brain processes those
Yeah.
and kind of merges them into a third beat, a binaural beat.
So my brain is creating its own frequency
Yes.
based on the difference between those two.
Exactly.
Whoa, that's crazy.
It is. And that binaural beat, it can then entrain or like guide your brainwave patterns.
So it's like using sound to fine-tune your brain waves,
Yeah.
like tuning an instrument or something.
Exactly. Like tuning your brain.
That's wild. But then how does that lead to all the, like, mind-bending stuff
Right.
that the Gateway documents talk about?
Well, the document says once your body's relaxed
Uh-huh.
and your hemispheres are synchronized,
Yeah.
something really interesting happens. It starts interacting with the surrounding energy fields.
Hold on. Are we talking about, like, actual energy fields?
Yes.
This is where I get a little,
Skeptical.
yeah, a little skeptical.
I get it. We're venturing into the theoretical here. The document, it draws parallels to physics.
Like how a tuning fork will resonate if there's another one vibrating nearby. So it's this energy entrainment idea
Okay.
where systems can sync up.
Okay, I could kind of see that, but how does that, like, translate to out-of-body experiences or accessing hidden knowledge? That's where it feels like, whoa, hold on.
It does get pretty wild. The document talks about Focus 10.
Focus 10.
Yeah, it's this state of deep relaxation and expanded awareness
Okay.
where these extraordinary experiences supposedly become possible.
Focus 10. Sounds like a video game level.
Right.
So what happens in Focus 10?
Well, this is where things get really interesting.
Okay, I'm all ears.
And this is where we start to see those connections to those mind-bending claims.
All right, let's hear it.
Welcome back to the deep dive. Last time we were talking about Focus 10, this like heightened state of awareness.
Yeah, right, where all the, like, the really out there stuff is supposed to happen.
Exactly. Out-of-body experiences, accessing hidden knowledge.
It all sounds, I don't know, kind of far-fetched.
I get it.
But I'm curious. Tell me more.
So the document describes out-of-body travel as like clicking out of time-space,
Okay.
where your consciousness, it detaches from your body
Uh-huh.
and can like explore other realms.
So like astral projection, I've heard of that.
Yeah.
But I always thought that was more like mystical, spiritual.
Right, but the document, it tries to frame it scientifically,
Okay.
connecting it to like energy and frequency. It says if you hit a specific brainwave frequency, one that resonates with like complete rest in the universe, your consciousness can detach and travel freely.
So my brain waves are vibing with the universe, and that lets me, what, pop out of my body?
That's a big leap, I know.
Yeah.
But the document also gets into accessing hidden knowledge.
Right.
Remember the holographic universe idea?
Yeah, like the universe is a giant hologram.
Exactly.
And all the info's encoded in it if you just know how to tap in.
Yes. And the document says, in this focus 10 state, with your hemisphere synced up, you can read that information field.
So like a cosmic internet, just download whatever knowledge you want.
Kind of like that, yeah. Wild, huh?
It is wild, but is there like any actual science behind this?
That's the big question.
Yeah.
The document itself emphasizes needing more research, validation.
So maybe take it with a grain of salt then.
Right.
But it still makes you wonder, why was the CIA so interested in all this?
Good point. The document was written for a top military guy.
Okay.
So obviously they saw some potential uses. I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
If you could train people to access hidden info, influence events.
Like espionage, remote viewing.
Exactly.
Mind control. That's some serious spy stuff.
It is. But the document itself, it doesn't say if the CIA actually used any of this. It's all speculation.
So we're left with this big mystery.
Right.
We've got the how-tos, the wild claims, the CIA link. But does it really work? No answer.
It's true. But there's one more piece we haven't touched on. The document's view on consciousness itself.
Okay, this ought to be good.
It sees it as energy, not limited to your body.
Okay.
Like our individual consciousness is part of a bigger universal consciousness,
Right.
like a cosmic energy field connecting everything.
So we're all linked up through this field, like a cosmic internet of minds or something.
That's the idea. And that connection, that's key to how the gateway experience supposedly works.
Okay.
The document says, with certain techniques, like we've discussed, you can tap into this universal consciousness, expand your awareness beyond normal limits.
So, sync my brain up, hit focus 10, and I'm plugged into the network.
Basically. Yeah. And from there, possibilities are limitless.
Limitless, huh? Okay, but back up a sec.
Sure.
We've talked hemisync, meditation, visualization.
Yeah.
Any other techniques the document mentions?
There is. It talks about energy entrainment, syncing your energy field with your environment.
Energy entrainment. Yeah, I'm picturing someone plugging themselves into the earth.
Not that far off, actually. It suggests specific breathing, visualizations, even certain frequencies can do it. Being in nature helps too.
Oh, because of the earth's energy.
Exactly. So maybe enough time meditating in the forest and bam, out-of-body experience.
You never know.
Right. But the document says those experiences are more likely when you combine these techniques.
So it's like a multi-pronged approach.
Exactly. Gateway is not just one thing, it's a whole system.
Okay. I'm getting the bigger picture.
Yeah.
But what about this reality manipulation thing? That still throws me off.
I understand. It's a lot to process. But if we go with the document's view that consciousness is energy and it's all interconnected with reality, then influencing reality through intention, it kind of makes more sense.
Okay, but how does that actually work, does the document say?
It suggests if you reach a high enough level of consciousness and focus your intention really clearly, you can basically program reality to manifest your desires.
So like the power of positive thinking, but on a whole other level.
Kinda, yeah. But it's more than just wishing for things. The document's big on understanding energy, vibration, aligning your own energy with what you want.
So it's about harnessing your consciousness to influence the matrix of reality?
That's a good way to put it. But, of course, there's no scientific proof for any of this.
Right. Back to speculation.
Right. But even so, it's mind-blowing to think about.
It really is.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder, what's really possible?
Absolutely. Well, I think we've covered a lot.
Yeah, we have.
From hemisync to energy fields to the holographic universe.
Some of it sounds straight out of sci-fi.
It does, but even if we're skeptical of some of the wilder stuff, I think there's a good takeaway here.
What's that?
The gateway experience, even if it doesn't work exactly as they say, it makes us think about the mysteries of consciousness, the potential of our minds.
Yeah, we're so quick to dismiss anything that doesn't fit with, like, current science.
Exactly. But what if we're just at the beginning of understanding what's possible?
Right.
Maybe someday, science will catch up to some of these far-out ideas.
Well said.
Yeah.
Well, folks, that wraps up part 2 of our deep dive.
It's been a wild ride.
Join us next time. We'll dig into the CIA's role in all this, try to untangle this fascinating mystery.
Until then, keep those minds open, keep those questions coming.
So we've spent like the last 2 parts of this deep dive, really exploring this gateway experience.
The E2.
The mechanics, the claims, the techniques. But there's one big thing we haven't really tackled head on.
The CIA.
Yeah, the CIA connection. Why would they, an intelligence agency, be interested in altered states and all this talk of like out-of-body experiences?
It's a good question.
Accessing hidden knowledge. It's been there in the background this whole time.
Lurking.
Yeah, and I think it's time we really address it.
Let's get into it.
So the document itself, it doesn't shy away from like potential uses.
No, it
mentions things like intelligence gathering, problem solving, even the possibility of influencing events.
Wow.
Like, that's right there in the document.
Yeah, they weren't just messing around, you know?
No. So they weren't just, like, curious.
Yeah, right.
They saw this as something they could maybe actually use.
Absolutely. If it worked the way they thought it did,
yeah,
the possibilities are kind of crazy.
Imagine, like, espionage, counterintelligence.
Oh, yeah.
Influencing, like, foreign leaders.
Right. It's like every spy movie rolled into one.
It's wild.
Yeah.
But did they actually get any results? Like real-world successes?
That's the thing. The document, it doesn't give any hard evidence of them actually using it or what happened if they did.
So it's all theoretical in the document?
Pretty much, yeah. It's more about the framework and what they could potentially do with it.
So we're left with this big question mark.
Uh-huh.
Did they try it and hit a dead end? Is it still going on in some secret lab?
Who knows? This document, it was declassified ages ago. So who knows what they've been up to since then?
I guess we'll never really know.
Probably not.
But even the fact they were looking into this is pretty mind-blowing.
It is. It really shows you how far they were willing to go to explore the potential of, consciousness, the human mind.
We've covered so much ground in this deep dive.
Yeah, we have.
Brainwave entrainment, energy fields, the holographic universe.
It's a lot.
Some of it sounds, I don't know, like straight out of a movie.
It does, right? But even if we take some of it with a grain of salt, I think there's something important here.
What's that?
This gateway experience, whether it works or not, it makes us think about things differently. The mysteries of consciousness, what our minds can really do.
Yeah, we're so used to, like, dismissing anything that doesn't fit with what we know.
Right, right.
But what if there's so much more out there?
Exactly. Maybe someday science will catch up.
To all these kind of crazy ideas.
Maybe, yeah.
Well, folks, that's it for our deep dives into the Gateway experience. We've gone through it all. The mechanics, the claims, the history.
The mysteries.
The mysteries, yeah.
It's been quite a journey.
It has. If there's one thing I've learned from all this, it's that the world is way stranger
and more amazing
than we think it is.
Definitely.
Until next time, keep those minds open and never stop exploring the unknown.
I would have been on top of the charts, but it's politics. You do some gimmick shit and post, you get a lot of clicks. Drop some real shit and they probably won't acknowledge it.